Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. This is the card I have to show you today. It's quite a simple card. It's using only pastels, so let me show you what I did. Okay, so let's bring in the pastels. These are them. These are they rather. There you go. Now, you can see I've broken a few by mistake. I dropped it on the floor, but they still work absolutely fine. Now let me tell you what colours are in here, because I don't know myself. We've got Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy and Poppy Parade. So let's start off with the red, the Poppy Parade, and we're just going to do, what you call it? A sort of a rainbow effect. So I'm going to sort of just draw my areas in with this, so that I sort of know where I'm going with it. You can see here what I mean. I dropped it on the floor, but as you can see, it's going to work perfectly fine. So there we go. And it wasn't the box's fault, as I dropped it when I was taking it out the box. So if it had been dropped inside this little box, it would have been nicely cushioned, but of course I didn't do that. I dropped it when I was outside. So now we're just going to lay down some colour. So there's a number of ways you can do this. You can either go like this and lay down a block of colour, or you can go like this. There's no right or wrong way, it just depends the effect you want to achieve. So I'm also just for speed, I'm going to use the side of my stick. And you will get dust, that's normal. So there's our first layer. So I'm going to actually go in with this colour now, Mango Melody next. And you can put as much or as little down as you want. I love doing this. It reminds me of playing with crayons as a child, with Crayola crayons. It was so much fun playing with crayons, colouring in. So I've got some crayons actually somewhere around the house. Not sure where, but I know I do. You know when you know you've got stuff, but where it is a different kettle of fish. And now I'm actually just going to remove my craft sheet quickly and get rid of this dust in the bin. And have a little bit to me. And then we're going to go in with this green, Granny Apple Green. It's a lovely, well, apple green. Talking about apples, I've just been to the supermarket this morning. Trying to go more closer to normal time, but I'm so used to having gone for the last year at 8 o'clock in the morning that I'm struggling to actually be happy going in later. So even though I meant to just go up normal time, go around 10 o'clock, which was always our normal time to go to the supermarket, I'm still getting up earlier. I just can't help it. So today we were up. We're actually back from the supermarket by 10. I don't know. Trying to. There's cases where I know cases are rising in the country. I'm filming this on the 16th of June. So where I am, you know, so far cases have risen, but nothing to write home about. I think across our two main hospitals in Lincolnshire, county of Lincolnshire, between Pilgrim and County, we've only got about 4 patients in hospital with it. sad as that is, it's not as bad as when we had 200, so I'm trying to take advantage of this sort of reprieve to go out, but it's a bit of a struggle, but there we go. Okay, your hands will get all dusty, but that's all part of the fun, and your craft mat here will get nice and dusty too. So I've got my craft sheet for now, and then it could just be dumped in the bin. So that's what we've got so far. Isn't it bright and happy? It reminds me, yeah, I know it does remind you of a kid's painting, but you know what? Kids' paintings bring joy to most of our faces, so that's no problem. I'm going to blend everything though to give it a bit more, make it look a little bit better. And I'm going to use one of our water brushes here, and I'm just going to pour the water out, just get it moving on my hand, and I'm just going to make sure it runs clear. And then I'm going to start to blend. The more water, the more the ink will move, the pastel will move, the less it will move. And you can make patterns in it or just keep it as one. So just trying to clean the brush off. You can just use a normal brush and just have a bowl of water and still use your paint, still use the water brush, but just have a bowl of water if you want, just to bucket, you know, a jar of water I should say, just to clean the brush off more easily maybe. I don't have one here. I have a lot of paper on my desk and I wouldn't want it because I'm pretty sure I would spill it everywhere. If I'm doing normal painting, I'd normally have a big craft sheet down and I wouldn't have lots of you know, pattern paper around that could be damaged. So there, that's what we have so far. So I'm just going to blend all of these in the same fashion. You don't need to see me do the same thing 10 times over. I'm just going to blend, if possible, each colour a little bit into each other. Like that. So I'm going to get on and do that, and I'll be back. Okay, so everything is blended and I've dried it off. So that's what we've got so far. So we're going to put it on our card base while we're about it. And our card base is basic black. So this is a standard A6 card base. So that's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And I should have said this piece that we've been working on is actually shimmery white. And it measures 14.35 centimetres by 10 centimetres. So we're just going to stick this down now onto our basic black card base, if we can. And you can choose which way you want the rainbow to go, but I like it this way, so that's the way we're doing it. And I'm just going to press down like this from the inside. I find it easier. Okay. You can set the chalk inks a bit if you wish. I just use very cheap hairspray and that would set it as well, but for the purposes of the video I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so let's put that aside and start with some Stampin'. So I've got here a piece of Whisper White, and base we've got some Memento. And the stamps that we're going to be using is this one called Peaceful Moments. I'm going to be using the sentiment that says these are the moments we'll look back on with joy. So that's fine, that's this one here. And then we need a block to put it on, which is there. And just going to ink it up with Memento because it's a good black ink. And just going to stamp. Perfect. Okay, so let me show you the dies we're going to use. These are the Tasteful Label dies. And we're going to use this one here. Okay. And then I'm going to cut out a little piece of black cardstock. So I'm going to put this through the die cutting machine and I'll be back. Okay, so it's die cut, and then I cut out a piece of black cardstock to measure 7 by 6 centimeters, just to mat this on. I'm just going to plonk this somewhere in the center, like this, and then more Tombow on the back of this. And then I'm going to put this somewhere here in the centre, just like that. Okay, and then finishing touches are some rhinestones. And let's see, these are the holiday rhinestones, and I'm just going to sort of dump colours where I wish. I'm not going to be too worried about it. This one doesn't want to come, it wants to stick to me instead. Okay, so that's enough as good as a feast, as I say. They're the 2 cards. I hope you liked them. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. If you wanted more information about this project, supply list, links to my online shop, etc., all that information will be on the blog post on my website. And the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye bye.